Hi, I'm Jason.
And I'm Lisa.
And this is our story. Ours is a story that is full of grace and redemption. There was a time in our lives when it seemed that the plans that Satan had over us were succeeding. But we've determined to face those issues, to take them head on, but not to give them too much credit. And so our story is not about those things, but about the grace that God extended to us and about His redemption of our lives, of our marriage, of our calling, of literally every part of our lives. We were both raised in pastors' homes, and from a very early age, there was a call of God that was on each of our lives. We met in Bible school here in Texas, in Waxahachie, and shortly after graduation, went straight into full-time ministry. We were co-pastoring at a church and later served on staff at another church, and very active. But along the way, my heart really began to drift from the Lord. And as a result, I began to make just a series of bad choices that ultimately led me to break trust with Lisa. I put everything in jeopardy. We have 3 young daughters, and their destiny hung in the balance. My life hung in the balance. Our marriage was at rock bottom. We literally found ourselves at the worst possible place that we can imagine, not knowing if we would make it or if anything would survive this. And it was at that moment that the grace of God invaded our lives and literally came to our rescue. And a piece of that rescue that we wanted to share with you today is how that we found Emerge during that process. Literally within the first day of my sin coming out, we began to meet with pastors and friends and just seeking help from every angle that we could. And right away, 3 different friends told us about Emerge, and not just told us, but began to place calls into Emerge and try to get us in. And everyone was moving quickly. We were in rescue mode, and just miraculously, we were able to get in and get in quickly. Our way was paid. We were not financially able to pay for our trip. Our time at Emerge was paid for through the donation of someone else. Our tickets were paid for to fly up there. Our housing was taken care of there. To be honest, it was all overwhelming. But we knew that it was God. We knew it was God's path for us to restore us. And so we went to Emerge, and our week there, it felt as if the fast forward button was pushed on our restoration process. There was so much accomplished that week, and it was just an integral part to our healing process. And the exciting place is now that we're now at a place where we know we're not perfect, but God has restored the various components of our lives, and we now sense that He's calling us to go back into full-time ministry. We're now just weeks away from going back into full-time pastoring, which is just kind of hard to believe, honestly, when we look back over our journey. But it's exciting. And one of the components of grace that we've come to find is that grace doesn't just save you from your past or heal you from your past, but it actually launches you into your destiny. And that's we've discovered lots of parts of grace over this process, and that's the journey that's the piece of the journey where we are now.
Yeah, and the beautiful thing is God doesn't just use you in spite of those weaknesses and failures, but He uses those exact things to bring His glory and for Him to be glorified. And the word restore, the Hebrew word that's translated as restore, literally means to be made better than new. And that's a beautiful picture of our lives and our marriage right now, in the state of it being made better than new. And restore and Emerge, not Restore. And Emerge has a huge part to play in that journey for us in the process that we've been on.
Yeah, we're so thankful for Emerge and what they do, and especially for those that gave so generously to make a way for us, and we're excited to be able to now to help give back in some small way.